Hey Brick Boys and Brick Girls, it's your boy BrickBoyLego, and today we have a very special Lego set to review for you guys. We have an ideas set, and tonight we have a Starry Night set to review. This is set number 21333. Came with 2,316 pieces, retailed for a whopping $169.99. Came out this year in 2022 and released with one exclusive Van Gogh minifigure. Typically, I'm not really into the art sets. This is actually the first one that I picked up. So why don't we get right into it and see if it was worth it. And before we get into the build, let's take a look at the instruction booklet. So here it is. You can see a picture of the actual painting of Starry Night itself. Then you can take a little gander here and you can really see some more information about the artist himself. Here's your self-portrait with the gray felt hat. That is what the minifigure is based off of there. So I think that's a nice little touch there as well. Got a lot of history here. Here is some information too about the designer of the set himself. This is what he had originally built, and here's our boy Truman Chung, and there he is. What a stud. And then you can see here the Lego artists themselves, aka the actual set designers. And there's a little quote here from our boy Vinny. It's clear that to paint a starry night, it's not nearly enough to put white spots on blue black. I mean, that's a very interesting thing to say, huh? I mean, he definitely did some blue. So, let's get right into the build, shall we? So starting out with bag one, you have your one and only minifigure, your Vincent Van Gogh, and you get a little easel. I think that's a little cute touch there. And then we're starting out our build here, and I know we're going pretty fast here on the laying of the bricks in the stop motion, but this is a very large build, so unfortunately, we gotta go pretty fast or else this would be way too long a video. And I'm really digging the little trees here. I'm really digging the little houses that they're doing as well. I like a little forced perspective, and then that's gonna be done with that part of the build. Moving on, you're adding a little bit more blue. You're adding some nice waves here. And, you know, I think this might be the longest stop motion that I've done. So far, it's going okay. I can't complain. It's pretty repetitive building here, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was the Starry Night by our boy Vincent Van Gogh, aka Vinny Van Gogh. And then you're adding some more mountains, you're filling out the little trees here, and you're spinning this around, plopping her down, adding some more houses, a little church, I think that's cute, and then you attach the two pieces together. Slide that bad boy on over, and now we are doing the ultimate overdrive here of the stop motion, because this is very, 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 very repetitive. Just blue on blue on blue and blue. Look at all these blues. This was very, very time consuming, and this was very difficult with the instructions. The blues are very similar on the page, and you know, can definitely mess that up. So we're over with that part, thank goodness. Crazy how long that took, and it only took 25 seconds of film time. And then you add the little bracket here, which is interesting. We'll talk about that later. You add this little bad boy up on there, spin this bad boy around, and then you're adding some more on the back there. And now you're moving on to the frame. I think this was a very nice touch from Lego. Again, a little bit repetitive here with the build itself, but you know, this is a very large set, and this is a very large picture frame for the painting. So, you know, you can display it sitting down on a desk, or you can display it up on a wall. I think it's nice. You round out the edges here, plop the main build on down there, and then you are done with that part. So pretty much the only thing left to do is the wavy parts of the Starry Night clouds. I'm really liking this blue color here with the pastel yellow. I think it's a nice little feature. Add these little discs, and then you add a little round big moon. I almost said sun, but this is a starry night, not a sunny night. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, and then we're continuing on here, and we're starting to get the main central swirl here built. I think it's a pretty interesting way that Lego was able to get these round swirly shapes. you really, when you're building something like this, I think probably the best way to do it is to break it up into little sections, and that is exactly what LEGO did here in order to achieve this little curvy, curly-Q Starry Night shape. So I think it's looking pretty good so far. I can't believe that I did this as a stop motion, but art knows no bounds. And then we're moving on to our little tree here. And by little tree, I mean huge tree that takes up a very large part of the foreground. Like I said, forced perspective, because you have this huge big tree here, but then you also have the little trees here that are represented in the back by just one or two little studs. So I really like that a lot. Slide that bad boy in there. Add a little house, and then you add another little house. I like all the different techniques that they used here, and then you finally put that in there, and then you have a little swivel stand, and you're done. Alright, so here is the finished build, and as you can tell, definitely not going to be a play set in any capacity, but I gotta say, this thing is super cool. I knew when I first saw it that I was definitely going to have to get it. It really is very impressive when you see it in person. Was it the most exciting build? No. This background was definitely one of the most tedious and not exciting builds I've done in a very long time. But, I mean, the effect is pretty good. It looks very similar to the painting. Speaking of painting, let's take a gander at the one and only minifigure a little closer here, Van Gogh. And I think that LEGO did a really nice job with this minifigure. It looks just like he does in his self-portrait. I love all the little lines that you have. A very detailed minifigure. I love the color palette here as well. Matches what's going on in the background here with your Starry Night. You have a blue tipped paintbrush accessory too, so that's always nice to see. They did a great job with the head printing as well, looks just like him. And a great feature here, they actually included no ear, so that's a nice little touch too. I mean, I'm just kidding, Legos don't have ears, but I digress. He looks great, and you can plop him up here. And then I really love this little easel design too. I think that was a very nice inclusion. LEGO didn't have to do this. And this is actually not a sticker. No stickers in this set at all. Everything that is on there is printed. I do like this here so that you can move him around and you can display your minifigure as well. I also like the forced perspective here, that you've got these bigger houses here as well as these smaller houses here with a little church in the background. You got some more mountains, you've got this giant tree here in the way. So I really like all the different techniques that they had here. Thought that it was a nice touch too that they built a brick built frame too. I mean, this thing is really stable. I like it a lot. Oh, and I definitely want to talk about here all of these little discs as well. They are all printed, so I definitely love that. Maybe my only complaint here is that this has an exposed stud here. It's kind of like, why is this the only stud exposed? And then for some reason here, there's like a hole here. Why didn't they like raise this up a little bit, like raise this blue part up a little bit to cover this so that it's not exposed here and so abrupt here? Everything's supposed to be very wavy, so here when you have this hard break, it kind of takes me out of it a little bit. It's not that bad. And I think they did a pretty good job here with this bigger swirl. Definitely looks pretty cool. And you know, I always love when they're able to get these organic shapes and these round shapes. So I think this is a very cool Lego set. I mean, like I said, you're not really having any play features on it at all. Oh my god, I almost dropped it. And then you can see here on the back what it looks like completed. I'm pretty sure that this allows you to be able to hang it up on the wall for real. I mean, that would be kind of cool, I guess. So far, he is just going to be sitting up on the old shelf here. So that's pretty much going to do it for your set. Let's take a little quicker, closer look at Van Gogh and see what he's going for on BrickLink. So here he is, our Vincent Van Gogh minifigure on BrickLink. He's going to run you about $30.40. He's that expensive because this is the only set he's ever come in, and this is a pricey set. But look at this guy. Beautiful minifigure. Alright, Brick Boys and Brick Girls, so what do we think of this set? Personally, I like it a lot, actually. I like it a lot more than I thought I was going to. Were there some repetitive parts in the build? 100%. But in the end of the day, they were worth it. I think the set looks great, looks just like the painting. I can't believe that they got all these curves and they were able to translate the set so well into Lego form. And then I love the Van Gogh minifigure and how it looks like his painting. My question is, when are we gonna get the Vincent Van Gogh bust with removable ear? That's what I want. Just kidding. I mean, I think it looks great. It's an amazing display model. I don't have any other set that looks like this. Definitely, I think it's worth the money, and you're already at a lower than 10% part per piece breakout. So I would definitely pick up this set if you like art or if you like Lego. I think Lego's doing a pretty good job reaching out to the adult market, and this set is definitely geared towards that. You know what I will say though, if you're a first-time Lego builder or you haven't built in a long time, I would be hesitant to build this set after not building Lego for a long time, because there's like 4 or 5 different blues that are very similar, and if you're not familiar with them, you're gonna get a little bit confused, because even I got a little bit confused when I was building. So just be careful, take your time, you know, don't do a stop motion of it because that was a pain. But it's all worth it here at BrickBoyLego. So, what are we going to give this set? We're going to give this set a 4.5 ears out of 5. So, that's going to do it for today's review. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you would pick up this set, or if you have this set, what you thought. Be sure to smash that subscribe button, leave us a like, and tune in next time for more Lego idea sets coming soon.